Hello everyone, it's Sagrannus here once again with our second Sagrannus Gaming Plays video for the week, and we are looking at a ship I've never even sailed before, so this is probably going to go terribly badly. Naturally I will be blathering about something else while I'm trying to sail the Sampson. It's the first destroyer for the US Navy, the Tier 2. Okay, so let's have a look at it. I've fully upgraded it, so it's now running the Bliss Leave It Mark 7 Mod 0 torpedoes, which have a range of 4.5 kilometers and is slow as all hell. But at least they do more damage and are a bit faster than the original Whitehead Mark 5s. I've upgraded the gunfire control system, so I have a range of 8.6 kilometers, and my hull has a bit more health. Let's see what Wargaming has. 1916, one of the 1,000-tonner destroyers in the US Navy, the ship carried a very powerful armament for her type, but her speed was rather moderate. Due to the impractical arrangement of the torpedo tubes, only half of them could be fired simultaneously during a broadside salvo. Oh, you're kidding me. Bastards. 4%. Could be kind of useful for some things, though. Alright, let's take her out and find out what happens. So I'm going to have to take a serious tone today. Video. Recently an atrocity occurred, a military or wartime atrocity occurred with the bombing in the Middle East of a MSF, Medicine Sans Frontiers, a Doctors Without Borders facility, by US and Afghan forces, US bombers doing the bombing, and each party trying to blame the other and justify them attacking a internationally renowned medical facility that treats civilians regardless of which side of the conflict they are on. Now, as this is a war game, some people may be quite big fans of conflict. I play war games because I enjoy them, not because I enjoy war. I enjoy the games. And I have to really stress this. War is not a good thing. The resounding thing that war does is tears apart lives. Not necessarily lives of soldiers, the lives of the people who are in the areas where the war is going on. And even if they've got family members who are terrorists or whatever, it doesn't matter. They are innocent people having their lives destroyed, being killed, being maimed, watching their families die because of the actions of others. And that's wrong. And so I have to stress that there is no justification for this sort of thing. And it is an absolute atrocity. And I really hope that the US and Afghanistan are held accountable, as they probably will be. MSF is very strongly acting on this one. They're really pressuring many groups to tell the true story and to get this problem solved, because what happened should never have happened. There is no justification ever for attacking a hospital. Even worse, there's no justification for attacking a hospital that you knew full well was there. The US knew that hospital was there. They had the exact GPS coordinates. Honestly, it doesn't matter that if it was the Afghanistan forces that called for the bombs to be dropped. The US should have had the sense to actually check the bloody coordinates. And if they did and still did that bombing, then they have some serious questions to answer. That's a 4-star general who resides over that force, and it doesn't matter. As far as we know, the US forces were not being directly fired upon. They bombed a hospital. There were other things I was going to talk today, things that do seriously affect people, like the TPP and the Chinese Free Trade Agreement, but I just can't, because the bombing of that hospital is far and beyond the worst thing that's happened. It's been a terrible week for a lot of people, and my heart and my well wishes go out completely to those who have suffered. So war games, do your violence in the games. Don't support violence like this anywhere. And people are going to say, oh, but ISIS did several things. To start with, this has nothing to do with ISIS. It's supposedly Taliban forces. But yeah, I'm sorry, but justifying your actions by showing how bad the other side is not good enough. It really is not. The guns on this ship are damn good. Will they get a kill though? Bye-bye. Yep, first blood, devastating strike. I may die though. It would have been a good run if I survived. I'm gonna admit I really like the Sampson. But yes, there is no condoning what has happened whatsoever. There is no defense for attacking a hospital, ever. I don't care which side the attack came from. You never attack a hospital. You're a lucky ducky. I'm still alive. How did that happen? Admittedly, I have no rudder. Bit of a problem. Okay, it's official, folks. We like the Sampson. Apparently, I am sailing against idiots, though, so that's. Oh, that was close. Sorry, totally distracted by an actually quite impressive ship. I actually like it quite a lot. But it could be because I'm sailing against tier 2 players. Not to say tier 2 players can't be good, but I've got a lot more experience than them, and also I did something ridiculously stupid there. So, sorry for absolutely moralising the crap out of everything. Let's add another ship to the mix, shall we? Let's chuck in a Chester. Just a tier 2 American cruiser. I'm going to keep the Sampson. I'm going to level up my destroyers. Chester, buy me a Chester. 60. Now, just so you get to see it in its full glory. This is the paint scheme of the original Chester, and I believe the St. Louis as well. This beautiful gold and white. Probably not the most stealthy. But you go to the Chester B, and she becomes grey and abysmal. Probably stealthier though. A range of 9.3 kilometers. Well upgrade to 152mm guns. Massive increase in our artillery quality. Chester! So it's actually a 1908 ship, a light cruiser with reasonably good speeds for her time, but suffering from rather poor armament and armour. The ship could act as a scout and a destroyer flotilla leader. The cruisers of this class were the first ships in the US Navy to feature turbine propulsion. They remained the only turbine cruisers in the US Navy for a long time. Well, I actually hated the Chester, so let's see if I warm to it. So, what is going on? Well, lots of Chesters, some Tenrys, some St. Louis. Oh, battleships. This is going to shake things up a bit. And some Takumas, which are the Japanese equivalent. And look relatively similar, actually.
Battle starts.
Hi, Thunder.
You know, we went a whole match without that. A whole match.
That was a great battle.
No, it wasn't.
Good luck in fair seas.
So, I've had my impassioned, discussion on the horrific things that are going on in the Middle East. The other thing that has happened, of course, is the disruption of a triumphal arch in Palmyra. I'm an ancient historian, for those who don't know, so a lot of my studies do revolve around Roman history, and Palmyra, those buildings in Palmyra are of Roman origins.
Mayday, mayday, mayday.
I can't stress enough how tragic these things are. I know that they're not people's lives,
I'm not able to help you.
and I'm going to kill someone in a second. I would go friendly fire to shut them up. Yeah, the things that people often forget is that these aren't just lumps of rock in a desert. They have their own story to tell, and importantly, they're a part of not just that region's history, but the history of humanity. People will tell you the Romans are horrible, but they're still human beings. You can still look into their lives and see so many things that are so similar to our own lives. So many things that they cared about that are just the same as what we care about. The times have changed, but the people haven't actually changed as much as some might have you believe. And it really is a tragic loss, both when we lose scholars and when we lose, you know, monuments like this. Even more disgusting is the fact that not only are ISIS destroying these monuments, they're looting smaller artifacts and treasures and selling them to fund their terrible, terrible actions. I'm never going to defend ISIS. Ever. There's nothing to defend. I will, however, say that they are not the only people to blame in this situation. Alright, destroyer, I see you there. My guns are incredibly slow, and I'm probably still gonna hit you. Almost. Yeah, the guns on the slow is not even a good enough word to describe just how
All stations reporting the position of a strategic target.
low these guns are. Yeah, it's faster to turn the damn ship to get the guns facing where you want them. And it's not a fast ship either. Missed me! It's so slow, it's catastrophically slow. That's St. Louis, the most ridiculously over... People think that Cleveland is overarmed. But Lewis is overarmed. At least I hit something. It's a start. We didn't sink it, did we? No, we didn't. He's somewhere over there. Got your engine. Got my engine. Run, run, run as fast as you can.
Problem solved, sir.
That's gonna hit me. I'm not gonna be able to repair that.
We're all below the water. We're flooding quickly.
Okay, so yeah, the Chester is... I hate the Chester. It was a chore to actually play this ship together. Alright, I think that's going to wrap us up for today, guys. I've shown you some new ships, the Sampson and the Chester. Well, they're not really new ships, they're old ships. Really old ships. Though it was the first time I've ever played the Sampson. So, I've been Sagrannus on a slightly more somber occasion than usual. I hope you at least, if not enjoyed, at least understood what I was going on about and understand where I'm coming from. Thanks for your time, guys. I'll talk to you tomorrow.